Something has occurred to me. Those are always scary moments. What's up, socials? Welcome back to Amy TV, your place to discover the life that you want, the way that you make it. Yes, I've had an epiphany.
Oh, is that an apostrophe? I think you mean an epiphany.
I don't know what I was doing. I think I was like driving, which doesn't happen very often, but when I do drive, I'm doing something extremely important, like shopping or getting a spray tan. And I was just thinking about this struggle of people who don't do something or decide not to take action on something because they're worried about what people think about them. So naturally, you've seen the title of the video. I want to start by saying, I don't think anyone's got this fully figured out. I don't have this fully figured out in every area of my life. But I did have something occur to me in the way of thinking too much about what other people think about you and what it does to you. So today I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how to stop caring what other people think about you. And you might be really surprised to hear how I present that you do this. Before we dig in, make sure you've clicked the subscribe button, because if you like what you see or hear around here right now, it's pretty much like this all the time and it can be expected. And if you'd like more of it, clicking subscribe will let YouTube know of our deep bond and love for each other. Okay, so like I said, I was driving in the car and I was thinking about the fact that I hear this so much. You know, I don't know what people are gonna think about me if, let's say, I decide to vlog or quit my job or do something a little bit out of the ordinary. And it got me to thinking, like, how did I get to the point where I stopped caring what other people think so that I could go after the life I want, do the things that actually spoke to me, that I became passionate about, but wouldn't have if I didn't actually do them. I had to overcome at some point avoiding what other people thought about me in my own head so that I could proceed to do those things. When I started thinking really hard about it, I was like, wait a minute. I cared a lot about what other people thought about me. Like, I cared a lot. If you go back to sort of like your young years when you are so impressionable, and it doesn't mean you're not impressionable as an adult, but like you're impressionable in a different way when you're younger. So it was like middle school when I started realizing that like maybe the playing ground was not so level. I was like, oh, there's like a popular crowd or something, not real sure what this is. And then you have it fully figured out in high school, and it's like you're constantly thinking, where are you on the grand scale of all these things? And you're always trying to like survive that, and nobody treats you like you're important. Like, God bless the teachers and everything. Like, they're awesome and everything. They do their job. But you know, you never really feel that important across the board in high school specifically. Your friends don't even treat you that great, or at least they didn't treat me that great, because they're too worried about surviving also. So this whole time, you're just like trying to figure out, what does everybody think of me? Because there's really nothing else to think about. You could be thinking about school, but like, who has time for that? You're so consumed with what other people's minds have inside of them and their opinion of you and whether or not they approve of the shirt you're wearing or your after school activities or what you do on the weekend. And I was always trying to figure out, how do I finagle permission from my family to like go and do things that are supposedly the cool thing to do. And it was all because of what other people thought. So because I'm thinking too much about what people think about me, then I'm also thinking, okay, well, how do I finagle this and have a conversation? I think the science of it, I was trying to figure out so much. I kind of got fed up with thinking, what are they thinking about me? I just got to the point where I was like, what are these people thinking? Like, at all. And I just wanted to know that, which is where I think my need for understanding what somebody else is thinking and feeling on a basic level, like that psychology, became very interesting to me, which is why I think I do what I do in my career today. But my point is that I really wanted to kind of show people that I was worth having a conversation with. I wanted to show people that I was worthy. And I think you go through a lot of periods of time where you're trying to figure out how to prove that. And now you're old enough to know, like, you don't have to prove it. It's totally not something you need to spend your time on. But because I was so hell-bent on getting people's attention and making them see that if they actually gave someone the time of day and weren't so consumed in themselves and their own agenda, that they might actually have a good relationship or meet somebody new. And I had to care a lot about what people thought about me in order to get to this point where I've spent now so much time just like doing work that I love, but also kind of loving how great it feels, because I don't think people would have expected this from me. I think people would have thought I was going to be like the quiet girl forever. And it feels kind of good to be like, yeah, I like do all this stuff. Like, you just spend so much time like trying to figure out how you can show them up for all the crap you went through that you end up having to completely disregard what they think about you in order to achieve that. So long story short, how do you stop caring what other people think about you? You use all the energy that is happening of you thinking about what other people think about you and exert it into taking action on something that you would be really, really proud to tell them. And then suddenly when you get to that moment and you're so busy doing the things that you have designed within the life that you want, you suddenly have very little time to care what other people think about you. First, I want to say, like, I do care what certain people on this planet think about me. My husband being one of them, his family, my family, like, they're very important people. There might be a dog named Lucy. I care a little bit what she thinks about me, but she's been pretty cool for most of her life. It's not about worrying what everyone thinks about you. It's about spending too much time thinking about what the people who don't actually apply to that much of your life and the quality of that life think about you. When you consume yourself with thinking about the wrong people and what they think about you, that's when it's unhealthy. When you don't eventually find a way to channel it. And now, I definitely don't care. Like, I don't have time to care. I barely have time to check email. When I realized that if I was going to tell someone that it is possible for them to not care what other people think of them, you have to first realize that you do have to care. In order to stop caring, you have to care first. And you have to continue to care on some level. The amount of care you put into it that felt like it's not right, that made you feel really awful, the fact that you've recognized that is such a big step, and now all you have to do is channel it into something. And that's all I did to stop caring what other people thought about me, is just like do things that I thought I would be really proud of myself if I did them. And if I was so proud of myself that I did them, I wouldn't care what other people think, because I'd just be so darn happy in my own little land over here that all would be well. And I think that's pretty much what's happened. It's kind of wild, actually. So when I realized it was like, in order to stop caring what other people think about you, you have to care what other people think about you. I just knew you were going to be real mad at me for that, but I had to tell you. Because actually, I think it's kind of a relief. It's okay to be human. It's okay to have these feelings. It's okay to have this conversation with yourself about like, oh, I wonder what they think about that. I wonder what they would think about that. I wonder what that person down the street would think if I started vlogging in public right now. Like, when you start grappling with those thoughts and feelings, and then you realize like, wow, the outcome would be so dope that like, even if they thought I was crazy, I'd be so happy. That's a cool moment, and I feel like I want you to get to that moment. Again, I don't think I have this all figured out, but I do think that that's a conversation worth having. Maybe there is something that you care about. Maybe there is someone that you care about. Maybe you feel like you don't have a good excuse to not care what they think, but they might be holding you back. Know that you have to care first in order for you to get past this, and that's okay. But if you don't get past it, it's on you. Your life is completely up to you. It's not theirs. They can judge you all day long, all night long, and they are determining their life by doing that. So what are you going to do with that information? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do about it? Here's your question of the day. Have you ever, there's two parts to this question. Let me say it this way. There are two parts to this question. Have you ever not done something because you were worried what someone would think about you? And if so, when you think about that person, does that person matter on your in your day-to-day quality of life. So the answer to that question of the day in the comments below should be yes and yes or yes and no, because it's never going to be no. You know for a fact that everyone watching this has had one person hold them back from doing something they wished that they would have done because they were worried somebody was going to judge them. But, you know, I'm going to laugh a little if anybody starts the first part of this question with a no. I want you to think about the fact that you didn't do that thing. And even though I don't like regret, I think it's a stupid thing. I don't think we should sit and regret that long because there's always something we can do about it. If you regret it a little bit, I would like to think that that makes you choose differently next time. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for the love on my last video. I kind of had like a moment. I appreciate that support very much. And if you're new, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate your attention and that you would want to have this conversation with me. So welcome to our little community. These are the socials. That's all for today, socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Make sure you subscribe for good vibes and remember to continue to go after the life that you want. Cheers. Lucy, can you not itch yourself at this moment in time? That would be lovely. You're seriously doing this right now. Just because I start talking doesn't mean I'm talking to you. Where are you going? This video is 7 minutes long and I have said nothing. This is ridiculous. I don't even remember what I was saying.